towards you. It is something that so many coaches talk about and they struggle with, and they really get caught up on this idea of objections, and they hear them, and then a lot of times they hear them so often that they never overcome them. They just kind of say, I'm just not good at this. This isn't working for me. When in actuality, and I'm sure Danielle's going to touch on this a little bit, it's something you actually want to embrace. It's something that you want, because what happens is if you're consistent through some of those objections, you ultimately overcome them and you get sort of used to them, and you know that's just part of it. There's this part of just taking the personal, like taking it personal is something you can't do, because you have to remember we are not selling skincare. We are not selling face soaps. We are not selling makeup. We are selling something that is ultimately going to bring insecurities to the surface. And that's going to be something that a lot of times people just struggle with. They struggle with their weight. They struggle with confidence, and they want to watch you. They want to see if you're the real deal. They want to see what you have to say about it before they actually invest in it. So you have to understand that, and you have to be willing to really show that you are a product of the product to be successful. So with that being said, I have a couple of announcements that I want to go over with you guys first. So I will share my screen. And again, I swear that this is the week I will clean my desktop for you guys. Okay, so let's start with some top producers of the week. I have to absolutely give Rachel Harvey a huge shout out. She was this week's #1 producer, but a top producer means that they have created the most sales in the organization. So in all of the Knockout Brigade, that is their customer orders and their personal orders as well. So this shout out is usually on my personal page that I give it. But the one thing that I also want to show you is where we are with Success Club this month. And I want to talk to you guys for a couple of minutes about Success Club. So Success Club, I have always made this, and I know Danielle has too, I made this just that one non-negotiable in my business month after month after month to move it forward. It is how I learned how to be successful as a coach. It is how I teach my coaches. If you just simply every month focus on this, you're going to move forward. At the very least, when you're hitting this, you're moving your business forward. It's when we steer away from this that we kind of get lost and we kind of aren't sure where we are with everything. So Success Club is going to be the key. So when you are an Emerald coach and you achieve Success Club 5, Beachbody gives you leads. And leads are just customers who have gone on to just Beachbody, and maybe they've ordered a product on Beachbody, or they signed up for a free account. Beachbody gives you those customers. And if they eventually order again, you receive the commission on the sales. If you are a Success Club 10 earner, you not only earn those customer leads, you also earn customers from the Success Club program as well. The Success Club program is a really cool program because Shakeology is a coach exclusive product. And by coach exclusive product, that means that it's only available through Team Beachbody. So coaches immediately get the commissions for that. So if you earn 10, you are getting upfront commissions for Shakeology orders of people you don't even know. That's $30 in commission at the minimum. It's more like usually about $100 to $150 a month that I get for achieving SC10 and being an Emerald coach. So that is something that you really want to strive for. I really focus on Success Club. I know that's moving my business forward. So a huge shout out to the coaches who are well on their way to achieving Success Club, and a huge shout out to our top Success Club earners so far this month. There is a week left in the month. And Danielle is going to talk about overcoming these objections, but more importantly, it's time to laser focus, and it's time to get back to basics of making sure that we're inviting, making sure that we're having conversations, making sure that it means that we get on the phone with someone if we need to. We don't just sit back and just rely on the private messages, because sometimes it gets lost in translations. It's easier to get on the phone with that. So just with that being said, make a commitment to yourself and say, I am going to achieve Success Club in February. I am going to do it because that means that I am helping at least 3 people. And that also means that I am moving my business forward. All right, so a couple of announcements for you. The Challenge Group app. If you are somebody who runs a business via Instagram, you're not on Facebook all the time, you really prefer to do things in the gym, the Challenge Group app is going to be a new way of running your groups. That's available this week. It's the Challenge Group Tracker, and you can download it onto an Android, you can download it onto your iPhones, and it is set up just as an app. You open it up and your group is run through that. So this is really going to be a new way of focusing on your challenge groups. The content, the information for all of that is in the Coach Online Office and the breaking news. If you go to YouTube and you just type in Challenge Group Tracker, you're going to find the information on it as well. Make sure you guys check it out. I'll be honest with you, this is how I'm running my hardcore test group. I am using this app, and that is how I am running the test group as well. So I'm going to talk to you in a minute about that too. What I want to know, what else I want to tell you guys about is I moved the sneak peek to next week. It's Monday the 29th from 11 to 1. I'm doing a coffee and conversation. So the first hour, I'm just really setting it up as, stop by this event, check it out. I'm going to be doing some posts about what Beachbody coaching is all about. I'm going to have a couple of videos of different coaches talking about coaching. And then the second part, I am just going to get on a live. I believe I'm going to use Facebook Live, and I'm just going to talk about the coaching opportunity from 12 to 1. So it's going to be a coffee and conversation on Monday the 29th at 11 o'clock Eastern. This week, though, I want to talk to you about the social media questions that I'm getting, because I'm getting a lot of questions about like pages right now, which is awesome because we really want to talk about that. And if you are somebody who's like, this is not getting a lot of traction, my like page isn't really working for me, this is going to be the call that's going to be step 2. The step 1 I already did. It's been recorded. It's in the files section. That was really about setting up a like page, what you want it to look like, posts that are going to work for you. This is going to be more specific to honing it in on who your audience is, how to effectively run an advertisement so you're not just boosting posts randomly hoping that it fits, and the benefits of running a free group. I just ran a free group. There was a call that was done at the beginning of January. It was a coach named Sarah Brett. She joined our call. She did a fantastic job of talking about these free groups. I hadn't run free groups in a really, really long time. I was getting customers, so I didn't really see the value of it. So I tried it this time, and so I started a free boot camp this week. It started today, actually, so we're on day 1, and I set it up. I did 14 days of posts. So day 1, I gave them a boot camp challenge, and it was like, I think today was burpees and it was lunges and something else. And then they had a comment done, and they got points for, posting a recipe or posting a motivational quote, or they got points for a sweaty selfie. And so I'm doing this for 14 days. But what else I'm doing inside that is I am also talking about 22 hardcore. I'm talking about it being basic moves. So if you're thinking to yourself, maybe I need to run a free group, this is a great time to do it. Even if it's 7 days as opposed to 14, I know that this is making a difference. And what has ultimately happened is I'm getting applications of people who aren't affiliated with Beachbody Coaching, who love Tony Horton, want to know more about the program, want to be in the boot camp, but then they also are like, well, what's this program all about too? So the applications, I've gotten, I think, about 25 applications right now for this because of this free group. So this has been a very laser focused thought for me. So I will share with you everything I have for it. I will show you if you aren't in the free group and you want to see how I'm running it, I will definitely share that with you as well so that you can check it out as well. Okay, so hardcore, yep, coming March 1st, check it off. Make sure that you are doing it too so that people see that you are clearly a product of the product. Tampa coaches, reminder, Shay Stanford is doing a training on Monday, February 29th at 7 p.m. Kirsten Nuss was the one who told me about it. She can probably give you more specific details about this. All right, so I have a contest this week. So last week, Jenna Schaefer won the contest. Jenna, I hope it came in the mail. I'm not sure if it did yet or not. This week, here is what I want from you. In the KB, I want to see your posts. I want to see how you are showing in a creative way that you are a product of the product. Whether it's your workout, whether it's your Shakeology, whatever it might be, how are you using Beachbody? How is it impacting you? And how is that ultimately going to inspire somebody else to be moved by the product? So make sure that this week within the KB, you guys are posting a picture. Tag me in the picture so that I know that you have done it, and then next week we'll announce the winner on the call. So show us how you're being a product of the product. Okay, this also, I want to talk to you guys about this. I know that quite a few people know. If you do not know and you want more information about this, please reach out to your direct upline. We are going on a leadership retreat. Melanie Mitro, who is the top coach in the organization, is going to be there, and also Kim Carver, who is lovingly termed the Coach Whisperer, is going to be there as well. So this is the house we are going to be staying in. We're going to be doing trainings. We're going to be doing team buildings. We're just going to have a lot of fun. And so it is a leadership retreat. And this is for people who are really saying, you know, I want to run this business. I really want to build it. I really want to get started. So the requirements, February and March, Success Club, absolutely. And then 2 of the following must be met as well. The minimum of 500 PV for the entire month, team builder rung on your leadership ladder. If you're not sure what that means, call your upline coach, talk to your upline coach and say, how can I get there? Or diamond rank by March 31st. If you are interested in doing this, we are taking the first 25 people. You have to pay a $25 deposit, and that is what we are doing. So there's going to be more details. I will just post this in the KB so you can see it, but I really highly suggest you work towards this. And the reason I am going to tell you this is so big is because you have an opportunity to be trained by corporate and by the top coach in the organization in a very small setting. So you are going to be able to pick their brains and ask them and get advice from them and talk to them and really surround yourself with other leaders who are like-minded. This is not an opportunity that comes around often, and this is definitely something that you want to work towards. So I will post this in the KB to give you guys more information about it, but I, for one, am very, very excited and honored to be able to do this with you guys. So that is what I got. And lastly, I kind of talked about it. I talked to you about my marketing strategy with Hardcore. Checking out the marketing tools in the Coach Online office. There is an entire section just for you of the marketing tools. Free boot camp is what I was talking about. That's what I'm running this week for 2 weeks. I'll put all of that content in the KB. I did a blog post about it. I created an advertisement on my like page. I'm going to walk you through that in the training, in the social media training on Wednesday of this week. I'm also launching it with the challenge group ad. I feel like it's very professional for me as a coach to offer that instead of just a Facebook page. I'm going to do the challenge app as well. So launches, right? Launches matter because if you're pumped about it, people around you will be pumped about it. If you're not pumped about it, they're not going to be pumped about it. And so what happens when you're pumped about it? It increases your sales. It increases your confidence. It increases your volume. And guys, it gets you freaking results. If you are kind of in this rut with what workout do I want to do? You know, I don't really feel connected to a workout. This is the surefire, without a doubt, way that you are going to get your results back on track, your eating back on track, and you're also going to inspire the people around you. You are going to attract what you are. So if you are tuned into a workout and you are committed to it, that's going to show. But you can't expect a successful launch if you yourself aren't doing it. If you aren't going to do the workout, don't think that this will just magically happen on its own. You really have to be excited about it, pumped about it, and ready to go with it. So with that being said, Danielle, I am going to turn it over to you because you are somebody who has clearly done an amazing job of overcoming quite a few objections. Danielle works full-time. She is a Success Club legend, right? So you've had 24 months consistently in Success Club. Many months she is up there in Success Club 10s and beyond. And you know what I just love about Danielle is she's just very approachable. If you have a question, Danielle is always willing to give you advice. She's always willing to share. She's very open about the things that have worked with her, but she is clearly an example of consistency in her organization. So I could not be more honored to share this call with Danielle tonight. Danielle, if you want to go ahead, and I will stop the screen share and you can just go ahead and take over.
Thank you, Katie. That was very nice. Okay, so before I get started, I just want to say this retreat that Katie is hosting and Melanie and Kim are going to be there. This is something that you guys should really, truly strive for. Like if you're looking at the house and just thinking, that's not for me, I'm never going to be able to get there, you can get there and it is so worth it. First of all, you're going to grow your business, striving to meet those guidelines in order to go. And just speaking from experience, when we went to Destin last year, in September, it was just such an amazing networking opportunity. You get to meet everybody. The trainings were phenomenal, and you just get to hang out and have a really good time. So I really encourage you to strive for that. And now I want you all to smile because I'm going to take a cute little screenshot. I want you to say, I love objections. Yay. Okay, great. Thanks. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Can you guys see that? Okay. So this picture here is supposed to be funny. It's supposed to be ironic because a lot of times when we get objections, especially if you're a newer coach, you may feel uncomfortable, you may feel scared, you may get a little offended, you might be annoyed, you might just want to avoid the topic altogether. But I will tell you that if you are trying to build this business and you are leading with trying to help as many people as you can, which we should be as coaches, you're going to be hearing a lot of objections. And we hear these objections every day. The top coaches in this business have heard more no's and more objections than any of us altogether. That's because they're reaching out to more people. They're becoming comfortable with all these different objections that they're getting, and they're learning how to overcome these objections. So my goal for this call is to kind of shed a positive light on objections and to help you embrace them, like Katie said, and learn how to overcome them. All right, so let's talk about what objections are. So objections are usually an uncertainty of information and a lack of value realization. So, you know, your potential challengers and customers that you're talking to, if you aren't giving them the information that they need, they're not going to understand the value of what you're trying to provide for them. They are a speed bump. They're a welcome challenge. They are a possible lack of trust. So we'll get into that a little bit more. The inviting process and the forming process. It all starts from the beginning, how these objections can be either provoked or prevented. They are something that every coach experiences. They are a learning experience, and they're an invitation to ask more questions. If somebody's giving you an objection, sometimes it might be an excuse. It might be a defense mechanism. It might be their way of it might be their way of asking questions and showing curiosity if they don't know enough about it. Objections are not a final answer. Obviously, they can absolutely be overcome, and they're not a reason to get nervous, discouraged, or offended. So the most common objections. I think the number one objection, and I'm sure all of you have realized this so far, is money. And we are going to get into that into detail. Another objection is time. They don't have enough time. Their fitness level, unsupportive spouse. They might not use social media. They might, I've had potential challengers tell me, well, I don't want to do that because I don't want to have to post all over Facebook about, my pictures and working out. And, because they just don't understand what the challenge groups really are. People who say, I like to go to the gym. I don't want to do at-home workouts. And then there's those people who don't respond. We're going to talk about how to deal with all of those different objections.
Hey, Danielle, are you switching slides?
Yes. Is it not showing? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Did you freeze it somehow?
Let's see here. Can you see it now?
Mm-mm. Do you want to send it? Can you send it to me real quick in a Facebook message?
Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. And you just press share screen, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's frozen on your first slide. It's showing the first slide.
That's really weird. Okay, let me try this again. How's that?
Can you press it? Yeah. Oh, you're good now.
Okay.
Good.
All right. Sorry, guys. I think I did that before. Yeah, I did that when I hosted my first business opportunity call. So that kind of sucked, but I learned from it. I thought I did at least. Okay. So, like I said, objections can be provoked or prevented. It all starts from the beginning. It all starts from how you present yourself and the questions that you're asking and the information that you're providing. So people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. And a phrase that kind of stuck out to me, and I think it was something that we learned at Summit, is people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So you don't want to lead with the products. You don't want to lead with the prices. You don't want to product vomit, as we like to call it, or fact ask people. And this is, if you kind of think of your conversation with your potential challengers as a tree, and every time you throw a fact at them, you're axing at that tree and you're just cutting it down until it's just not going to work anymore. You want to share why you do these workouts and why you drink Shakeology. What has it done for you, for your life, for your mind, for your body, for your family? Lead with emotion, lead with passion, and you have to build that rapport. You have to build a relationship and build that trust. And it's always about them. I think that's one of the most important aspects of talking with people, and the whole invite and forming process can be a whole different call. But just so you know that objections can be prevented in the way that you present the conversation to begin with. Of course, form, the invite process, have or portray confidence. When I first started as a coach, I didn't have confidence to invite people. I did it anyways. I pretended. One of my favorite mottos is fake it till you make it. And that really portrays in the conversations that you're having with people. So if you are confident about the products and you're confident about the value that you can provide to them in the challenge groups, they're going to feed off of that, and they're going to see that. Using stories versus explaining facts. Again, facts tell, stories sell. We'll talk a little bit more about that. And don't assume an objection. There are definitely different ways of communicating and different verbiage that you can use. I'll kind of talk about that a little bit later, but you don't want to assume somebody is going to say, oh, it's too expensive, or someone's going to give you some sort of objection whenever you're talking to them about the challenge group. And then breadcrumbing. So when you are talking about the product or the challenge group, you don't want to give them all the information at once in a message this long. This is information that you're going to be giving them throughout the conversation whenever it's relevant. All right. So you've invited, you have formed a relationship with this person. You've talked to them about their occupation and their daily life and what their goals are, what their why is. When you've discussed with them when they might be able to work out, at what times of the day, what you can help them with as far as clean eating, all of this stuff. Okay, so you've established that relationship. So as you can see, these invitations, it's not just a message and boom, you got a challenger. It just doesn't work that way. You really have to get them emotionally invested, and so that they can see the value that you can provide to them in their life. So if I message somebody and I say, hey, I saw that you liked my post. Would you like more information about the challenge groups that I run? And they say, how much is it? I am not going to say, well, the 21-day fix is on sale for $140. No, I am going to basically ignore that question, okay, because they should not have a price until they understand the value. So I'll respond to them with something like this. It depends on how you choose to enroll and what you need. Let me ask you a few questions so we can go from there. Or I'll say, it depends on what your goals are. Let's talk about your goals. So that's whenever we dive deep into their goals, into their why. And these are some of the questions that I ask. What are your health and fitness goals? What do you hope to get out of this challenge? What kind of workouts are you doing? Or what kind of workouts do you enjoy doing? How much time in your day can you dedicate to a workout? How do you feel your diet is right now? And do you think that's something that you could use help with? What's your biggest struggle to maintain a healthy lifestyle? And why is it? So, they say, I want to lose 30 pounds. Why? Why do you want to lose 30 pounds? What is that going to do for your life, for your family? And how would you feel if you met that goal? So eventually you're going to have to talk about money. So they are into it. They trust you, and they say, okay, I'm ready. What does this cost? So I will say, okay, after everything we discussed, I think the best program for you is insert program here. I'm going to use the 21-day fix because I think probably 80% of my challengers get the 21-day fix because I truly believe in that program and I've gotten the best results from it. So I can share that information with them and relate it to why. So, you said that you have trouble with eating too much or not knowing what to eat. And this is going to help you with that. Have you ever heard of it? So I'll send them a video. I'll send them my before and after pictures. I'll kind of tell them what it did for me. And whenever I explain the price to them, this is what I say. So the challenge pack is on sale for $140 this month. It comes with 11 30-minute workouts, 7 color-coded portion-controlled containers, a meal planning food guide book, a shaker cup, a 30-day supply of Shakeology, me as your coach, and the opportunity to be in a support and accountability group. I would love to have you in our group. Can I add you to the list? So I know I said don't give them all the facts at once, and this seems like a lot of information, but I want them to understand, okay, we've already established that relationship. Now I want them to understand what they're getting for that $140, because I know that the 21-day fix changed my life. It's worth way more than $140, and I just want them to see what all they're getting for that price. Avoid buts. So when you're telling somebody how much the challenge pack is, you don't want to say something like, it's $140, but it comes with blah, 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 blah. Because that already makes it sound like you think it's expensive too. It sounds like you're justifying the price, you're apologizing for the price, which we should never do. We should never have to do that. So just kind of be careful with the wording. And again, that kind of goes back to assuming an objection. Okay, so they say, I can't afford it, it's too expensive. Like I said, do not apologize for the price. You know the value of these challenge packs. You know the value of the challenge groups. So relate with them. And these are the F words of objections. Not that F word, these F words. It is feel, felt, found. So this is where you empathize with them, you relate to them, and you share how you felt whenever you first bought your first challenge pack. So I know how you feel. I also felt this way, but I have found that once I, did the challenge group and blah, 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 you knew that it was worth it. Avoid phrases again, like, I know it's expensive, but instead you can say something like, I know it may seem expensive, or I know it may sound expensive, and I thought it sounded expensive at first too. And that's a true story for me. I mean, I gave Kirsten so many objections before I finally joined a challenge group. So I think that's why I personally don't get too offended or discouraged when I get objections, because I was multiple objections at one time. So I share that with them. I say, I know. And you know what? I put it on my credit card because I couldn't even afford it at the time, but I had to do something. It was the best purchase I ever made in my entire life. I promise you won't regret it. A couple other ways you can go about it. You can ask them, how would you feel if you could lose that 15 pounds or whatever their goals are in 2 months? Would you pay around $250 a day for that? Now, I didn't do the math. You do the math, when it comes down to how long is your challenge group going to be? How much are they paying for the challenge pack? So if you break it down, break the cost down, it doesn't seem as expensive to them. Are you spending, and you be a little bit careful the way you word this as well. Are they spending money elsewhere that aren't leading them to their goals in the nicest way possible? So are they telling you that they go through the drive-through every day? Are they telling you that they have a Starbucks coffee every single day? Kind of shed some light on that in a way that you don't offend them. But, you can even say, well, I realized that I was stopping at Chick-fil-A every day coming home from work, and I was spending $6 a day. And that is way more expensive than what I would be paying for a challenge pack or Shakeology. And there's also that gym membership versus challenge group comparison image. So if somebody is, saying they already are paying for a gym or they're about to join a gym, overall challenge pack, challenge group is cheaper than a gym membership. And I'm not sure where that image is. I couldn't find it, but I know there's one out there. Somebody made it. So we can try to find that for you if you're interested.
It's actually, I believe it's in the KB. I know exactly. And I can hunt it down too, Christina, but it's that blue image, right? It says like one, it's like two sides. Yep. It's a really good one too.
Yeah, it is. Yep. Okay. So we're going to talk about Shakeology because most of the time this is where you're going to get your price objection. And this is kind of off topic, but I want you guys to realize that when our challenge packs go on sale, it is never Shakeology that is on sale. It is always the workout program. And this is why. So this month, the 21-day fix is on sale for $140. It was $160. It's on sale for $140. If you tell somebody you're getting Shakeology for $70 on whenever you buy this workout, okay, so they get it. Next month rolls around and they're billed $130 for Shakeology. They're going to be like, what the heck? I thought this was a $70 shake. I didn't realize that this was a $130 shake. So when you're explaining the sale price, it is always the workout that's on sale. So when you buy Shakeology, you get the 21-day fix for $10. And that's kind of the way that you want to present that. So people don't know what Shakeology is. We do because we drink it, we talk about it, we see a million posts every day about it on our newsfeed. People don't understand what Shakeology is. So whenever you're talking to them about it, they automatically are comparing it to the protein shake that they used to drink, or they're comparing it to what they saw at GNC or Walmart that's like $30. Like, that's way cheaper. Why would I pay $130 if I could just get it, the same thing here? They just don't understand. It's a lack of information. So it's really important to help them understand the value and why it's unique. And I'll get into that in the next slide. But another way that I break Shakeology down is it's $4 a day. $4 a day for a meal that you don't have to buy ingredients for, cook, or prepare. It's quick, it's convenient, and where are you going to find a healthy meal for $4? You just can't find that anywhere. I share with them how I save money when I drink Shakeology. So at the grocery store, you're buying for 7 less meals a week because you're replacing a meal a day with Shakeology. And I don't buy vitamins, supplements, probiotics. I don't buy any of that stuff anymore because it's all in Shakeology. And plus, I'm replacing the fast food that I used to get every day after work. So some questions that you can ask them. What is your healthiest meal of the day? How much do you think you pay for that? Do you eat out a lot? Do you get coffee? Do you go through drive-thrus? And again, in the nicest way possible, just kind of having them reflect on where they are spending their money, and if they can sacrifice one thing every single day for this nutritious meal that they can get. So you get what you pay for. And I don't have any problem saying that to people who are comparing it with different kinds of shakes. I say, you know what? I know there are a lot of shakes out there, but you truly get what you compare, or you truly get what you pay for. And there are a lot of comparison charts with Shakeology compared with Body by Vi and all those other Advocare, all those other things. And nothing compares to Shakeology. And I am a terrible salesperson. Like, I had one sales job my entire life at Lids, that hat store in the mall. And I was so bad at it. So to me, I still don't feel like I'm being salesy when I'm talking about these products, because I truly, truly believe in them that much. So share what it has done for you. And this is kind of the spiel I give whenever I'm talking to somebody about Shakeology, when I'm sharing my story about it. Again, I'm probably not going to give them all of this information at once, but if they're telling me that they're sick all the time, they've been sick since November, I'm going to tell them I haven't had a cold in 2 years. And that is, honest to God, the truth. I finished out 2013 with pneumonia and bronchitis. And as soon as I started drinking Shakeology, I have not had a cold since then. I mean, it's crazy. If they say I'm constantly bloated, I always have this, bloat, and my stomach never feels right, I will tell them I felt the same way. I was always bloated, and now I hardly ever am. Like, it has improved my digestive system so much. So these are all of my kind of back pocket things that I share with people that I'm talking to about Shakeology. The 30-day money-back guarantee, that's a great thing. But in my opinion, I think it should be your last resort, because I don't want to tell somebody, hey, you should really do this, but it's okay if you don't want to. Or talk it up so much, and then just, it almost sounds like, but you might not like it, so you can send it back. So in my opinion, I know some people do use that, but I think it should be a very last resort. Do I have to do Shakeology to be in your group? Yes. That is my answer. Yes. Make exceptions when necessary, but be firm, because if you make exceptions, it can devalue the product. So something that I kind of say to my customers that are asking me this question, I do make it a requirement in my challenge groups, because I know that you will be getting the nutrition you need, the energy you need to complete the workouts every day, and I know you'll be getting the best results when you incorporate it into your diet. It's a game changer. The challengers in my group that incorporate Shakeology get the best results, and that's the truth. Again, 30-day money-back guarantee is your last resort. And this is the way I present it. If you're in a challenge group, you need to get a challenge pack. A challenge group comes along with a challenge pack. It's the free service that we offer to these people who invest in a challenge pack. Obviously, you don't want to type it out to them just like that, the challenge groups, but you get the idea. They come together. So I just threw this in here, and I think this is a really important slide. So if you guys, I'll post this slideshow into the KB group, but if you want to take like a screenshot of this or whatever, this is something that I learned at Summit this past year and throughout the years. So basic Shakeology facts for your back pocket. If you're talking to someone out on the street about Shakeology, if you are on your phone, you're talking to somebody and you're like, I need some facts. I don't know enough about Shakeology I know it's awesome and I know it has really good things in it, but I just can't think right now of what exactly to tell them. So here are some things that are really important points that you can tell them. So we know this. It's not a protein or weight loss shake. It's a daily wellness shake, and it acts as a meal replacement. It is low calorie with high nutritional value. And a lot of times when people are dieting, they cut back on the calories, which means they're also cutting back on a lot of nutrition that they need, that their body needs. And it's low glycemic index. So for those sorry, I'm going back and forth between working here, not patients, challengers who say, they have blood sugar issues or they're pre-diabetic. That's a really good thing to let them know. It contains over 70 superfoods from all over the world. It is clinically proven to lower blood sugar and cholesterol, help you lose weight and feel healthier. And this is kind of an acronym that we learned last year. I can't remember who it was. It was one of the Summit trainings. But if you could just remember 3PV made. 3PV made. So the 3 Ps are pre and probiotics, proteins, phytonutrients. The V is vitamins. M is minerals, A is adaptogens and antioxidants, and a DE are digestive enzymes. And I think those are some of the most important things to know that are in the shake that aren't in a lot of other shakes, as well as the superfoods. What it doesn't contain, and most of these things are found in those other cheaper shakes. It does not contain soy. Soy is extremely cheap to manufacture, and it's in a lot of products. It's really not good for your health. Artificial flavors, it is bad for your metabolism, your digestion, and it can actually prevent weight loss. And artificial sweeteners, same thing. It can prevent weight loss. It can actually make you gain weight, increase carb cravings, and increase insulin levels. So if you even just have a little pieces of this information, you will be able to, come back, overcome a Shakeology versus another shake objection. Okay, so enough about money, enough about the Shakeology time objections. It's a bunch of baloney, in my opinion. But again, relate to them. We're all busy, and this is how I find that this helps me in my busy lifestyle. Talk to them about their daily routine. Help them find a time that they can squeeze in a workout. So we have 30-minute workouts. We have 25-minute workouts. And ta-da, we have 22-minute workouts. Everybody can find 22 minutes in their day to work out. Express how it makes you feel to complete these workouts, how easy it is to push play. When I wake up in the morning, instead of having to get ready and go to the gym and drive home from the gym, all I do, even if I want to do it in my PJs, I don't care. I just go in, I press play, I do it for 25 minutes, and I'm done. And I feel awesome for the rest of the day. Like I said, there's no drive time. You don't have to get ready to go to the gym, so you're saving time there. For people with kids, do it while the kids are napping. Do it before the kids wake up. Do it before you go to work. I've even had some people do it at lunchtime on a lunch break. And another thing that I should have added into this was Shakeology, because Shakeology is obviously a huge time saver as well, because it takes 2 minutes max to make a shake that you don't have to prep or cook, and that's your meal, that's your lunch, that's your breakfast, and you're ready to go. So I should have added that to the slide. But I think time objections are some of the easiest to overcome, because you can pretty much not necessarily call them out, but just tell them, like, you have 22 minutes in the day. I know you do. Let's find that 22 minutes, and you help them. Fitness level. So if someone says, I'm too overweight, I'm too out of shape to do this. I see you doing insanity. That stuff's crazy. I'm just going to keep walking a mile every day. Stories. So share stories about your own, about your challengers, your family, fellow coaches or challengers. There are a ton of success stories in the online office. So if you haven't looked yet, take some time to look at the stories back there, especially if you're a new coach, because you might not have a lot of stories to tell yet. But any one of us coaches has stories to tell. So come to us, go to the online office. Every workout has a modifier. We do have beginner programs, Power 90, P90, Slim and 6. Those are our 3 biggest programs. If there are any more that I'm missing, let me know. And I also think the modifier for 21 Day Fix and T25, I really do think those are good for beginners too. And size. And I put size in there because, if somebody just says, I don't like to work out, it's just not fun, I don't like to do it, that might be a better workout for them because it is fun. And they're dancing instead of working out, and that might be an option for them. If somebody's pregnant, Autumn Calabrese has pregnancy workouts on Beachbody On Demand. I didn't know if you guys are aware of that, but those are available. And if somebody is just not sure what types of workout, if they're really beginner, they don't work out at all, they've never worked out in their life, and they're just like, I don't know, what does plyo even mean? What does, they don't even know what the workouts are. And of course you can send them videos from the back office and information about all these different workouts. But don't forget the Beachbody On Demand Challenge Pack. They can get Shakeology, they can get access to Beachbody On Demand. That way they can try out a bunch of different workouts until they find one that works for them. I can do it on my own, or I like to go to the gym. So this is where you really want to let them know what you can provide as a coach. So someone can go to the gym every day, but do they have their own cheerleader? Do they have their own motivator every day? Do they have somewhere where they can check into to keep themselves accountable? Relate to them. Again, this is something that I can relate to a lot. I was a gym rat. I would go to the gym, walk on the treadmill for 10 minutes, get on the elliptical for 20, run for a mile, and then do some arm stuff that really wasn't doing anything. I was wasting a lot of time. I thought I was doing the right things, and then, I realized that I really wasn't. And the accountability aspect of the challenge group is what helped me the most. So, let them know what a challenge group is. You're a part of a supportive, fun, group of people who are going through the same process and holding each other accountable. Again, like Katie said earlier, Beachbody On Demand. You can use this at the gym. So, you can listen to P90X while you're at the gym. You have all the equipment there. You can listen to Body Beast, even Hammer and Chisel, and you can listen to it on your phone in your headphones, and the trainers are telling you exactly what to do. And these trainers are way cheaper than the trainers that you are going to pay for at the gym. Let me tell you, way cheaper. Supplement their nutrition. So, okay, you really love going to the gym. All right, that's fine. But how's your nutrition? Do you think it could be better? Do you think you could supplement it with Shakeology? Everybody could. And supplement their workout routine. So, okay, you go to the gym, but what if there's a day you just can't get there? What if there's a day you're too busy, or it's snowing and you can't get out of the house? Those are the days that you can throw in a DVD and you still won't miss a day of your workouts. Another one, I don't like to get on Facebook, or I don't like to share. The challenge group app is perfect for that. And that is new. And I think that is absolutely fantastic, because I've had a lot of customers or coaches ask me, well, what if they don't even have a Facebook? Like, how do I throw them into a challenge group if they don't have Facebook or they don't get on Facebook? So this challenge group app is going to be awesome. Or you can send them daily emails or texts instead of being a part of that challenge group. If somebody's objection is they don't like to share, they like to be private, they don't want to, share with other people, pictures, things like that, I will tell them, you don't have to share, you only share what you're comfortable with. But I will tell you, the more you participate, the better your results will be, because you will be a part of that community and you will be holding yourself accountable. So I really try to encourage them to step out of their comfort zone, because I think that is a huge part of joining the challenge group and doing the workouts in general. So an unsupportive spouse, and I had a little bit of difficulty with this one. I really haven't run into this objection a whole lot. So I asked some of the other KB leaders to help me out, and I basically just copied and pasted their responses onto this slide, because I thought they had some really good ideas. So respect them wanting to talk to their spouse. Of course, talk to them. Let me know, I'll get back to you tomorrow. Handle the price objection, because that usually is what it comes down to. Recommend that they ask for it as a present for their birthday or for Christmas, so that their spouse knows how important it is to them. This is somewhere where you can emphasize the 30-day money back. That might be a more justified reason to present that option. Suggest that they do it together. Maybe the spouse feels left out. Maybe they say, well, you're going to be doing that. What am I going to do? Just sit here and get fat? Like, that's not fair. Suggest that they do it together. And you can ask them, is there any topic that I could cover with him or her to help put them at ease if this is something you're really wanting to do to feel and to be your best? And, okay, so your spouse feels this way, but how do you feel? Isn't it an excuse? Are they using that as an excuse? Talk about the benefits and the reasons it's good for them so that they can take those points back to their spouse. If you guys have any other ideas of how to respond to that, I think that's probably my weakest link in the objection business. So let me know at the end. I'm almost done here. I know it's a lot of information. All right, crickets. You are going to get crickets. People are not going to respond. So this is kind of how I go about it, and I know a lot of people do it differently. So if you message someone who likes or comments on your post, who showed some sort of interest, and they haven't responded. So, you message them and said, hey, I saw that you commented on my post. How you doing? Good to hear from you. Would you be interested in more information? So if they haven't responded to that, whether or not I can see that they saw the message or they didn't see the message, I'll message them back with a, hey, so-and-so, did you get my message from the other day? I've noticed that you liking my post, and I don't want you to miss out on this opportunity if you're interested. Say you've started a conversation with somebody and you have talked about the challenge group a little bit, you talked about their goals, and then they fall off the face of the earth. I would say something like, hey, so-and-so, how are you? Haven't heard back from you in a while. I'm sensing some hesitation. Are there any questions I can answer to help you get started with this program or this group? Ending with a question is always the best way so that they have something to respond to. And you can also say something like, I understand sometimes budget is important and the time isn't right sometimes, but I want you to know that I'm here for you. I run challenge groups every month, and my team has a free ongoing health and fitness support group that I'd be happy to add you to if you're interested. So always, always, always lead with helping. Let them know that you are still going to be there. You still want to help them, because when the time is right for them and they're ready, they will remember you and they'll come back to you. And you can also say something like, can I put you on my follow-up list for next month's group? And I know a lot of people use this. I have not used this yet, but I know it does get a lot of responses back, is, have I offended you in any way? And another thing you can do too is ask for referrals. And I actually was just listening to a call with Danielle Engle, and she made kind of a funny point where if somebody is saying no and they're, throwing you all these objections, say, okay, that's fine. I understand. Maybe the time isn't right for you. But if you know anybody, any of your friends or family that would like to do this, let me know or have them contact me. And she said sometimes they will just be like, wait, no, I thought you wanted me. Okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it now, So there are many different ways that you can go about that. All right, so in general, for any objections, some good ideas are to get them on the phone. And this is something that I struggle with. I don't like talking on the phone. I really hate it, to be honest. But my coach, Kirsten, is really good at this. And this is something that she preaches, and I truly do believe in it too, because, your passion for this business is not going to come across as much in a Facebook message as it is over the phone. So they're going to hear that in your voice, and they're going to be more likely to understand, like, wow, she is really into this. She could really help me. Validate and overcome. So don't get defensive and relate to them. What objections did you have before? Talk to them about that. Just be real with them. Yeah, I know. I thought it sounded expensive too. It sounded outrageous to me, but I will tell you that this is what I found. You don't have to have all the answers. If they're coming at you with all of these questions or objections or just things you don't really know how to handle, you can take a step back and say, you know what? I don't know. All I know is blah, 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 blah. Shakeology has changed my life. This challenge group has changed my life. whatever it is that you want to portray to them. If I would you. So if I could tell you a way to get your workout done in just 25 minutes a day, would you try it? Or if I could provide you with a meal plan that will help you reach your goals and will be really simple, easy, convenient, would you give it a shot? Are you serious about your insert their goals here? How would it make you feel if insert your goals here? And stories that relate to that person, just like we said before, the feel, felt, found, and ask questions versus avoiding conflict. So just, straight up ask them. If you just keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, I'm telling you, if somebody's truly, truly not interested, they're just going to stop talking to you. If somebody is coming objection after objection after objection, they're challenging you. They're interested. They're challenging you. They wouldn't take the time to ask you all of these questions. So, if it comes to the point where you just really don't understand what's holding you back, just ask them. So what's holding you back? What can I do or say to make you join my challenge? And a couple of tips about posting to social media. Again, this is kind of in the prevention aspect of objections. You can address your objections in your posts. So a lot of times I will post something about how Shakeology isn't expensive. It's $4 a day. Or how quickly I can get my workout in and still live a busy life. Be relatable, tell your story, your wants, hesitations, and objections. I post all the time, not all the time, but once in a while I'll throw a post out there and be like, you know what? I thought this whole thing was crazy. I didn't want to drink a shake for a meal. I didn't want to do this or that. And be understanding. Things not to do. Do not post prices. Do not post that the 21-day challenge group is on sale for $140 this month. People don't know what that means. They might think they're getting one DVD for $140. They have no idea. And $140 can mean a totally different thing from one person to the next. And this is obvious. Don't come off as snarky or offensive. I've seen posts, not from coaches in this organization, but I've seen posts that are almost offensive. They're addressing the objections in their posts, but it comes off as offensive. It's kind of something like, well, good luck getting diabetes every time you go to McDonald's and spend $6 when you could be doing this. Again, be understanding, relate to them, and just lead with kindness. So some final thoughts: be teachable, always open to learning, identify your weaknesses, and seek the personal development and build your confidence by learning about the product. Take a couple minutes every day to learn about each product that we have. Emotionally detach yourself from objections and from no's. I know that's hard to do, but there's no reason to be offended if somebody gives you an objection. It's not something to take personal. It is just an obstacle that you can overcome. Go for no. No's mean not right now. Most of my challengers were no's to begin with. A lot of my challengers and Success Club points come from people that I've been talking to for months and months and months. Be okay with failing forward. Learn from it. Speak from your heart and be relatable. Lead with helping and not convincing. Make it about them, understand their needs, and explain how their life will be better. This one I have starred because it is something that I have had to learn to do. I am primarily a yellow personality with a little bit of red. So if somebody doesn't get it right away, I do get a little like, ooh, like, oh, gosh, why don't you understand this? So if somebody sends me a message that, is some sort of objection or something that I'm just like, I won't answer right away. I'll think about it. I'll think about their perspective, about where they're coming from. And then I will come back a couple hours later and respond without emotion. Practice, role play, practice with your team, practice with your coach, practice with your spouse, overcoming these objections. The most important aspect of this is believe. Believe in yourself, believe in the value you have to offer your challengers and coaches. If you have that foundation, you truly believe in this, you can overcome any objection at all. And if they're still throwing objections or excuses at you, they are not ready, and that's okay. There comes a time where you have to decide where where you should be spending your emotional energy and your time, because there are a lot of other people out there that need and want your help right now. So again, tell them, okay, I understand this is not the time for you. Would you like me to follow up with you next month when I run my next challenge group? Do you have anybody in your life, friends or family, that you think would be interested in this? Thank you for talking to me. I will contact you at a later time, and move on. It's okay. I think that's pretty much it. Katie, if you wanted to add anything to that, as questions.
No, but as you guys can see, this is going to be one of those calls that you want to go back to. So Danielle, did you say you were going to upload the slides?
Yeah, I can.
Awesome. So she'll upload these slides. But here's the thing is, when she was going through, I remember when I started, and I would be scared to death that I was going to word vomit all over people, Shakeology this and Shakeology that. But the truth is, they want your story with it. So the more consistent you can be with breadcrumbing that story of how Beachbody in one way or another has impacted you, the more successful you're going to be. So I do have a call to action for you. My call to action for you is, and I know we're running late on time, so Danielle, if you guys have questions, just address them in the KB for Danielle. But my call to action for you is, she had mentioned within here, that I know how you feel. And she talked about, like, I remember feeling that way. I felt like this. Create your before Beachbody story. Go back and think about where you were before Beachbody. Were you somebody who signed up right away? Or were you somebody who, took months of talking to and months of just trying to decide if it's for you? What was it about that? What were the emotions that were tied to it? The more you can connect back to your own story and talk about it on social media, the more comfortable you're going to get with telling your story whenever you're having a conversation with someone. So my call to action to you is to share your before Beachbody story in a clever bulleted post that's easy to read and it's short. And remember that you're breadcrumbing. Let's do that. Let's get a great post out. I'd say tomorrow. Why don't we just shoot for a before Beachbody post as our call to action for tomorrow? Sound good? Post it on your wall, share it in the KB tomorrow, and tag myself or Danielle. That would be great. All right, guys, have a great night. Thanks so much, Danielle. Great information.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.